Johnson.
Here.
Whiteford. Okay. Markham.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Taylor. Here. Smiley.
Here.
Smith Charles.
Present.
You have quorum.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor, would you lead us in the pledge?
Yes.
Stand if you're able.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know about you, but those words ring so loud and true right now when we say our pledge of allegiance to this magnificent country. Now we are on item 4, which is approval of the minutes. Oh, and let me just say Happy New Year. Welcome back, everyone. Whew, buckle up.
Refresh your screen.
Oh, and refresh your screen. That is the theme of the year.
Oh, I just now know.
Just 10D, right? That's
And if you have any technical snafus, be sure to let staff know. All right, so we are on item 4, which is the approval of our minutes dated December 3rd. And I'll entertain a motion to approve those. Commissioner Taylor moved it and Commissioner Markham supports. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, we can do a voice vote. All in favor of approving of the minutes December 3rd?
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Hearing no opposed, these minutes are approved. Next up is approval of the agenda. Like I said, make sure you refresh, but other than that, can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Moved by Commissioner Smiley, supported by Commissioner Taylor. If no discussion on the agenda or any changes, let's go ahead and do a voice vote for that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no opposition, the agenda is approved. Next is item 6 on our agenda, public comment. Is there anyone here who would like to address this committee today? We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes and that it is related to items on the agenda. Just in case you're not sure you want to speak yet, I'm giving some time. Seeing no one moving to the front, I'll go ahead and close our first public comment. We have 7 items under communications, which is also item 7 on our agenda. Oh wait, there might be more. Let me look at the electronic one. Yes, and so those communications include the airport committee minutes October 7, 2025, the airport committee minutes from October 30 of 25, the Legionella update, which you can also accompany the YouTube from yesterday's PHNS meeting for additional insight. Item D, monthly progress report, new public works building, January 2026. Item E, quarterly report from the U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing. Our quarterly report from Project Diamond Phase 2. And item G, quarterly report facilities management fiscal year 2026 capital improvement projects. And just to briefly highlight the quarterly report with the U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing, if there were any particular questions, but staff was kind enough to give a couple little pieces of verbiage here that I think is important, especially as we're in this first part of our new year, that the U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing will focus on the future of manufacturing to help solidify Oakland County's position as a manufacturing leader within the state of Michigan by achieving the following objectives in year 3, accelerate the transition towards advanced manufacturing, validate and extend Oakland County's brand by driving the agenda at regional, national, and global levels, promote international networking, and drive foreign direct investment to Michigan with an emphasis on Oakland County, serve as the center's arm of the, or maybe I'm reading this, I'm trying to paraphrase, serve as the U.S. arm of the forum's global advanced manufacturing and value chains platform, and promote Michigan's Industry 4.0 initiatives globally. And so I just want to lift that into the record. Are there any questions or insights? Oh, I should also mention, as of end of November, there are a total of 610 companies under Project Diamond that have applied to the Project Diamond program, of which 14 are new applicants. I think we're even, might be past that even. I lost Michael. But
Chair.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
oh, hey
Sorry.
now.
Hi. Good morning.
Because I know that we have some new companies that we have to look at and review over the next week or so. I think it's on our calendar. So fast paced, but you can see some of the metrics there. 14 new applicants, 5 were minority, veteran, or women-owned businesses. Those are the highlights under communications. Did anyone have anything else? Sure.
Actually, a question on the note of Project Diamond.
Yeah.
Just kind of curious for a 40,000 foot overview, what's going on with Macomb, Wayne, and then Michigan more broadly as it relates to this initiative?
So you may remember that just under 2 years ago, the governor on the Mackinac Island Policy Conference agenda announced that the program would be going statewide. There have been conversations with the state around doing that work and going statewide, but most of the work recently has been with Wayne County, as there's been discussions about them standing up their own version of the program as an extension of our own. So there are some discussions going on about how that would look. We do have idea what the dollar amount might be, but it's not finalized just yet.
Okay.
But the program continues to move along, and we continue to see applicants.
Thanks.
See Eric's on there
I
too.
do. Hi, Eric. Good morning. Welcome.
Letter.
You're welcome.
Any insights on that you'd like to share?
No, I think Dom covered it pretty well. I mean, we've been reaching out to the state about statewide expansion, and then we're with Wayne County. We're in serious talks right now, so we just finalized the scope, and now we're going to be getting closer to actual nuts and bolts of doing contracting and things like that. So that one's progressed a little bit more. We've had some talks with Macomb, but nothing to the level of what we have with Wayne County so far.
Okay, wonderful. And in the time since we've met, a few of us were able to get over to Wayne.
Oh, the
Auburn
the
Hills.
DTC, Digital
Yes, Auburn Hills,
Transformation
but what's the place called?
Center. The DTC, the Digital Transformation Center.
Yes, the Digital Transformation Center. So, thanks for that tour, and we were excited to see all of the things going on. So keep up the good work.
As it relates to the U.S. Center for Advanced Manufacturing, I would just mention that as we, start to round out the period of performance for that agreement with the U.S. Center, we have, as a collective with the U.S. Center, with Automation Alley and others, received a grant to start a planning process. That grant was provided by the Pontiac Funders Collaborative to start work on a center that would be housed inside Oakland County. And at this point, it looks like that'll be in downtown Pontiac. So that funding has come through. We've also received some other grant funding from the state to pursue that work. And so we'll have more updates as that takes shape, but the planning process is expected to begin in the next 30 days.
Got it. And you said Automation Alley. Did you mean to, that's still operational? Maybe I'm,
So Automation Alley Fund is helping the project along as a fiduciary,
okay,
but not as the principal agent.
got it. Thank you. Very, very well. So keep us posted on that.
Absolutely.
And was there anything else we have, if anyone had any more on communications? Did you have your question answered? Oh, so with that, we can go ahead and prompt the vote on,
Need motion to receive and file, I'll make the motion.
yes, please. Thank you, Commissioner Whiteford, for moving that, and a receive and file support from Commissioner Taylor. Thank you both. And with that, we can go ahead and prompt the vote on item 7.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you. That motion carries. Item 8, consent agenda. We have one item, the fiscal year 2026 appropriation with the Township of Springfield for Tri-Party Road Improvement Program Project number 58411. And this is a recommendation to the board. Can I have a motion to do so? Moved by Commissioner Markham and supported by Commissioner Whiteford. Any considerations or discussion needed here? Pretty standard. So with that, I will go ahead and ask for the vote to be prompted.
0 nays.
Wonderful. That motion carries. Takes us to item 9 on our agenda, which is under Water Resource Commissioner recommendations. One item, the transfer of Huron Rouge sewage disposal system assets to the Huron Rouge Sanitary Drainage District. A motion made by Commissioner Smiley, supported by Commissioner Markham. And did our water resource person? Oh, okay.
There are a lot of them here.
Yes. Alright. Welcome, good morning again. Do please introduce yourself and let us know about this transfer. You know, we're always sensitive about infrastructure and moving things around, so please do advise us on that as well.
Yeah, my name's Carrie Cox. I'm a special projects manager over our regional systems at Oakland County WRC.
My name is Meg Koss. I am a Drainage District Legal Counsel for the WRC.
Yeah, my name is Lauren Burton. I'm an attorney with Clark Hill and serving as outside counsel for this process.
Wonderful, great to have you both. And we'll start with
A
you.
little bit about the project.
Yes.
So the Huron Rouge sanitary sewage disposal system is located in the city of Novi and fed a small portion of the city of Northville within Oakland County. A few years ago, we got a request from the city of Northville to extend our sewage disposal within to their district within Wayne County. So we talked about it with our legal counsel, and we decided that the best way to protect Oakland County, because Northville has had some sewer backups in this area and was looking to redevelop, was to separate it from the county proper and make it its own legal entity. So the portion south of 8 Mile will be a Chapter 21 joint with Wayne County and Oakland, and the portion north of 8 Mile will be a Chapter 20, which will just serve Oakland County.
Understood. Chapter 21 really are the different types of.
Yeah, inter-county or intra-county.
Yeah, and is it factual that governance and cost responsibility are just being realigned to the city of Novi and that our existing county debt and bond obligations are protected and remain unchanged?
That is correct.
Well, that's what I have. Anyone else? Yes, Mr. Smiley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Hi, yeah, so what is, I'm curious what Novi, has to say about this, or how they, I assume Novi's fine with all this. I'm just, why would they want this? And I don't mean that to sound accusatory or anything. I just, I'm trying to understand, where Novi plays a part in all this.
I think Novi is neutral to the fact, but they are pushing the responsibility. We own almost 2 miles of pipe south of 8 Mile in the city of Northville. So they are sort of making that liability spread among more people. Right now, it's really 100% city of Northville, 100% Oakland County. So this does protect the city of Northville. They did ask at their city council meeting to make sure we do have insurance, and we're already in the process of getting insurance to make sure they're covered. So that was their only concern.
No, okay. There's no, I don't know, financial responsibility that they've got to take on?
It will be
with
the
all this?
same, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's the part I was really wondering.
So additional benefits to the city of Novi. So the city of Novi did petition for this process to begin the Chapter 20 under the drain code. They petitioned the Water Resource Commissioner's office for the establishment of the drain, which in essence is just converting an existing system to a legal drain under the drain code. And so one of the benefits, I think, to the city is that under the drain code, if there are to be big improvement projects, the city actually has to petition for those things. So the city gets more of a say in the actual future of the improvements of the system, rather than it just being operated by the county.
Right, thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good questions, great answers, thank you. Anything else on this item? Seeing no hands or anything like that, we can go ahead and prompt the vote on this item.
7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, that motion carries. Thank you all for being here. All right. Next, we have items under Economic Development Department recommendations. Agenda item 10. First is the Meadows of Oxford Brownfield Plan located in the village of Oxford. That is a recommendation and forward to finance. If I could get a motion to do so. Moved by Commissioner Taylor, supported by Commissioner Miller. And I see Brad and Kristen. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, Meadows of Oxford Brownfield Plan located in the village of Oxford. What do we have before us?
Good morning, Commissioners. Kristen Wilping with the Planning Division. With me today, I have Brad Hansen. Before you today is a brownfield plan for the Meadows of Oxford located on a vacant parcel within the village of Oxford at 147 South Washington. This is one of our housing TIF projects. It's been reviewed and approved by the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority at their December meeting, and I'll turn it over to Brad for some additional information.
Good morning. This parcel is 3.86 acres. It is located in the DDA, so there's been a resolution with the DDA to do a pass-through for the TIF capture. So for the period of time where the brownfield is active, the DDA is foregoing the TIF capture and allowing the brownfield to become the first capture in order to pay back the developer for these eligible activities. The actual development itself for the housing development is 32 units, 16 two-bedroom and 16 three-bedrooms, for a total of $9.4 million in overall investment. 7 units, or roughly 22% of those are gonna be set aside for workforce or attainable affordable housing. That's how it qualifies as the brownfield or the housing TIF, as Kristen mentioned, the new brownfield housing TIF. All that came into existence 2 years ago, as you guys are well aware, as I bring a lot of projects here now for the new brownfield housing TIF. The payback to developers, 14 to 15 years, and I'll go back one step, the 7 units and the 22% of the development is for a period of 15 years, and the payback to developers for 14 to 15 years for their eligible activities. The last 5 years of the brownfield collection in the brownfield plan is for our local site revolving loan fund, which is part of the statute. So be collected to help fund our brownfield program. Developer reimbursement is the rent gap that they're gonna lose on setting aside the units for the workforce housing, as along with the site prep and infrastructure costs. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Thank you for explaining that in depth. And then we also have the narrative in our packets. Essentially, the developer is seeking to utilize the new housing TIF program and intends to designate approximately 20% of the units for tenants earning 120% of the area median income or less. It's great because it's developing a vacant parcel, providing, new tax revenue and things like that. So that's always a plus if done properly without abatements. But does anyone have anything else on this item, Mr. Whiteberg?
So I mean, the statute's 2 years old, so now it takes, there's always a learning curve and getting the word out and whatever, so now you see more inquiry, I mean, this is great, so we just saw a couple Pontiac, Rochester, so
Yeah,
we're starting to get more inquiry?
Yeah, well, we at the beginning, we saw a lot of inquiry, but we saw, I would say the wrong type of inquiries. We saw everybody inquiring about it, but they weren't necessarily qualified to be inquiring about the projects. But yeah, we're seeing proper developers coming through and utilizing the program, correct, yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, committee, forgive me, I see there are some names here.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, I'll go with Commissioner Miller and then followed by Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Question I have is, how long is the company gonna have it attainable housing? Because I know in the past where they say it's attainable, and then after so many years, they just go back to regular.
So it's a 15-year.
15-year, okay.
Correct. So in this case, it'll be roughly the same amount of time it would take them to get paid back for their eligible activities on the ground.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Johnson?
Thanks. I just want to say that I really like this. It's an awkward parcel. looking at the maps and the satellite imagery, it's a really awkward parcel that's kind of set back from the main street. And I think this is a really good high density development on it, so. Nothing surprisingly vile today. I actually really like the project. Thank you.
I'm curious, where are people parking?
It looks like underneath their
Okay.
residence, which is
Alright.
like what you should do. I like it a lot.
Very nice, okay. Well, seeing no other comments or questions on this item, we can go ahead and prompt the vote on item 10A.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Alrighty, thank you, that motion carries. Keep up the good work. Sure, I'll see you soon.
Tax that.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Tax
Thank you.
105,000.
Pardon me, some of my favorite stuff here. Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh, it's a public hearing.
Pursuant to Public Act 381 of 1996, a public hearing on the adoption of the Brownfield redevelopment plan for the Meadows of Oxford Brownfield project shall be held on January 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Oakland County Board of Commissioners Auditorium, 1200 North Telegraph Road, Pontiac, Michigan. All right. Thank you, Brad. Like, why is he looking at me like that? Next up is item 10B, the memorandum of agreement with the FAA for the operation of FAA navigation, communication, and weather aid facilities at the Oakland County International Airport in Waterford Township. This is a recommendation to the board. Can I get a motion? Moved by Commissioner Taylor, supported by Commissioner Smiley. Thank you. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning.
What you got for us?
Everyone. We have a memo of agreement with the FAA that is essentially succeeding an existing contract that's a 20-year contract ready to expire at the end of September this year. They're way out ahead of this. But if this provides for the FAA to install a communication, navigational equipment at Oakland County International Airport. There's no money exchange. It provides access and for their maintenance of that equipment that's based on the airport. So they provide a great service for us, and we would lose all navigation aids to the airport if we were not to continue. So it's in our favor.
Seems as so, along with passengers and providers. Just making sure, do I see any questions on this one, any commentary, anything on this one? So yeah, improving safety, that's always good. And we thank you for bringing this to us in a timely fashion. With that, we can go ahead and prompt the vote on 10B.
Seven yeas, 0 nays.
Alrighty, that motion carries. And safety continues at the airport.
Yes.
Next up is
B.
C, I think, 10C. Scroll too fast.
Troy.
Alright, this is a grant contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for improvements at the Oakland Troy Airport, and this is a recommendation to the board. Can I get a motion, please? Moved by Commissioner Taylor, supported by Commissioner Markham. Cheryl, the grant contract.
Yes, this is an exciting contract for us for improvements at the Oakland Troy Airport. This is to reconstruct taxi lanes, which are pavement areas between the T hangars, so not the major pavement of the runways and the taxiways. And this grant is important to us because typically the federal grants do not provide for taxi lane reconstruction. This is an IIJA agreement, so there's some more flexibility, and it's gonna allow us to improve some of the worst pavement that we have out at Troy that's most deteriorated. So it's a $1.255 million project, and we will start in the spring. It'll include the taxiways and the aprons to those taxiways, so it'll go right up to the hangars. And our tenants will be very excited about this project.
Alrighty, just refreshing. Commissioner Johnson?
Yeah, I just wanna say, it's I don't get political very often, but I'd like to say thank you to President Biden and to every Democrat in Congress who voted for these funds, and not one single Republican in Congress voted for these funds. Thank you.
And did I hear that correctly, not to get political, like?
I don't do it very often, but
Okay,
I,
I'm just making sure I heard
hey,
you right.
anytime this law funds one of our projects, I
Yeah,
wanna make sure that that is known.
it's important.
That happened, that is a real thing that happened in our country.
Agreed.
And no local match required.
Right, I was gonna say, no local match. All right, well, we like improvements and no match. So with that, if there's nothing further, we can go ahead and prompt the vote.
Seven yeas, zero nays.
How about that? All right. Thank you, Cheryl, again, that motion carries.
Thank you.
That,
We didn't, yeah. And,
We have the land lease.
oh, okay.
It'll go quick.
Next up, item 10D, to rescind resolution item number 2025-6037_25-40, 2025 land lease addendum with Mr. Hanger LLC. This is a recommendation to the board. Can I get a motion, please? Moved by Commissioner Taylor, supported by Commissioner Markham. All right, Cheryl, tell us about this rescinding.
We just passed this in December and Mr. Hanger had a change of heart and is not prepared yet to start on the construction of the parking lot that is going to take place on this particular parcel. And without being able to change the effective date, move it along, without any other further answers, it was recommended that we rescind this resolution.
Got it. Thank you.
Come back again at another time in the future when he's ready.
Okay. Any questions on that, folks? Alrighty then. Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, it's not a specific question, it's kind of a like, what?
That was kind of my reaction.
That's a good question.
So,
Huh?
I don't know. I don't like rescinding things that we literally just passed. That feels icky to me. That's counter process, in my opinion. And I don't know, my mom always said, if you want something done right, do it right the first time. And I feel like this was very much not that. So I'm not trying to teach a lesson, but like, if I were more spiteful, I would say absolutely not. This is the bed that you've decided to make. Here it is. I don't care that much to do that, but I don't know, I guess I'm just curious, is it super easy on your end to request this, or I don't know, just kind of like.
Well, I had the same reaction, and I think that in good faith, we move forward on this with all parties in agreement, and then the individual that requested this was the architect and the president of the company. I think that the owner, who is out of state, had some input after it was approved, and he was the trump card here, and he preferred not to enter into the agreement, which left the president in a position that he had no other recourse. But I think we will be probably a little bit slower to respond the next time that there's a request like this. It's the first time I've ever had to rescind anything.
Yeah.
I had to learn this process because it's not something that we do. And I really would have preferred to just, let's pick an effective date, and we've already been through this process, taken everybody's time to discuss it and consider it and approved it. And they just were not able to pull that over the line, so.
Because, I mean, to continue on that front, I don't think, unless I missed it, I don't think we were forcing shovels in the ground like right this second.
No, but it prompted them to make a payment.
It's money. Okay.
That's my suspicion. I think that's what it boiled down to.
I don't know, if you can afford to own something out of state, I think you can afford, what is it, $6,480 a month? But that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
So, what's the history of our relationship with Mr. Hanger Corporate Eagle? I mean, we wanna be a good partner, would you, I mean,
Sure.
I mean.
We have a good relationship with them. They constructed a new facility about 4 years ago, the one that's right adjacent to the terminal building when you first drive in the boulevard entrance. They're on the right-hand side, large white building. And they have a need for extra parking. I think that the footprint on their parcel, they overbuilt and underplanned for parking arrangements. And so we have been very tolerant of them using the terminal parking area as an overflow, particularly when there's high season travel, holidays and spring break and whatnot. So they have a need for the additional parking, which is why we're willing to work with them on this particular issue. They were very dissatisfied that they were not successful in the RFP process to win the land lease that's adjacent to them. If you recall, we brought to this committee the Royal Air proposal, which is a competitor to them. And so there might be a little bitterness there on their part. They felt that they should have earned that right, but they were not in the best interests of the airport. And we're very pleased with the selection that was made through that RFP process. So there's a little bit of personality and issue and emotion around it.
Fascinating.
That's the background.
Thank you both commissioners for those questions to kind of peel at some of those layers and see what's under the hood. So with that, I think we've got questions and all that out and can now go ahead and prompt the vote on 10D. Certainly vote your conscience.
Always.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cheryl. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, let's see, I believe we are now at
It's hard to do nowadays.
Office of Sustainability Recommendations, that we have one item under 11A, or item 11A is Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant Award with the United States Department of Energy. This is a recommend and forward to finance. Can I get a motion to do so, please? Thank you, Commissioner Markham Markham moved and Commissioner Johnson supports. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome again, and please do introduce yourself for good measure and let us know about this EECBG award.
Great, thank you. Appreciate the time, Chair Smith-Charles, other commissioners. I am Julie Lyons-Bricker, the Office of Sustainability's Chief Sustainability Officer. And I'm here with some colleagues from Facilities Management. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Misty Rates, Manager, Capital Planning and Design.
And Jill Diliberti, Energy Manager and Facilities Management.
Excellent. So we are thrilled to be here bringing you a request for a grant acceptance finally for the EECBG funding, which is formula funding from the Department of Energy that was granted to us, and would invite your questions about the program if you have them, and look forward to using this money to further our energy work here on campus.
Thank you. And I missed it. Misty, I'm very familiar with. Would you mind just reminding me your
Jill Diliberti.
Your role again?
Yeah, Energy Manager.
For the county of Oakland?
Yes, for the county and Facilities
Wonderful.
Management. Yes.
I love energy management. I
Not as much as you, probably.
I thought I saw a hand over here. Okay, Commissioner Markham.
Yeah, I should have.
No, it's okay.
But, yeah, thank you very much, Madam Chair. I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see money coming from the feds for this. I'm really happy to see that we're looking at the steam plant and how it serves the campus today. It's 100 and something years old roughly, and old technology, and I'm really glad to see that you're biting into that. What does it provide for the campus? What are better alternatives? What buildings are gonna look like 10 years from now? I mean, I really like the forward thinking and trying to replace that big issue that we've all known about for years, but everybody was kind of like, we don't know what to do. You're really jumping into that, and I appreciate that that's what this money's going towards, so thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Pardon me. Yes, Mr. Mill.
Madam Chair. I just wanna make sure when we look at those buildings and operations that we're not displacing any individuals.
Oh, in terms of employee individuals?
Correct, yes.
Gotcha, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
You got
that is
boiler
on,
operators,
yeah.
and if you
Yes.
don't have a boiler,
right,
Okay,
yes, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
yes, thank you for that, Commissioner Miller. Anything else on this item 11A?
That's how we work together.
Seeing no additional hands, I will go ahead and prompt the vote.
We have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Wonderful, motion carries. Thank you, Department of Energy, and thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. All right, next up is Facilities Management Department recommendations. Letter A, 12A, the amendment number 1 to sublease with Oakland County Health Network, OCHN, for additional floor space in Building 32E. This is a recommendation to the board, and we have like props. Is that what's going on up there? No, okay. If I could get a motion to recommend to the board this item. Any appetite? Okay, Commissioner Taylor moves and supported by Commissioner Markham. Thank you. Welcome, Paul.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Do introduce yourself. I was like, I know this face.
Tricia Zizembo, Chief Operating Officer for Oakland Community Health.
Yes, thank you for being here.
So Tricia is here to help answer questions for what Oakland Community Health Network does. Everyone probably knows Crisis Resource Center, which is on campus. They have the entire building of 32E, which is near the Old North Office Center. And they operate their entire organization in that building. I'm going to just read, I took this off the website, so I think this might help.
So do you want me to give the Cliff Notes version?
Just to give everyone a little bit of update on this. Oakland Community Health Network, OCHN, leads a provider service network that assists approximately 30,000 Oakland County citizens at more than 400 service sites across the country. I didn't know you were that big. OCHN also manages $500 million budget and is part of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services General Fund grant and Oakland County. So people receive public health services there. And until I went in there and met Mark Doagood, and his name is Doagood, but people call him Do Good, and I think he does a lot of good over there. So he's a really nice guy too.
This is recorded, right? I'll send it to Mark.
Yes, and there was, when they did the sublease back in 2012, the sublease was taking the entire building, rehabbing it for their services, and the money was bonded. So that's my, there may be more details to that, but that's my clip version. And then they've been operating there since then. In the original sublease, there was a health department lab in there that stayed. And they've since moved out and moved to the medical examiner's building. So they're, in this agreement back then, they said it was 3,000 square feet, but it's actually 2,230 square feet, this lab. So Mark, a couple years ago, said, Paul, if that ever comes vacant, we want it because we need to expand. So along the way, he's always pinging me, and finally, Trish got a hold of Ed and said, hey, we want this space. And this is what this is about. So the amendment is to the original sublease to add that space to the sublease. So they will now have the entire building. They will spend their money to build out the building or build out the space. They've already hired vendors, architects, and that kind of thing. And they're getting their costs. So once we approve this, or hopefully you would agree that this is a recommended and a good thing, then they would go forward with all of that. So I'll let Trish follow up with anything else on Crisis Resource Center there.
So the Resource and Crisis Center, we are in a 30-year lease for that space. And as most of you all know, we have a crisis transition going on right now where we will be assuming all of the adult crisis services in that building. But part of our strategic plan that we came out in February, in addition to the crisis transition, is to increase our entire crisis continuum. And so that space will be utilized to better serve the individuals of Oakland County prior to them becoming full-blown in crisis and trying to prevent some of that as well. So we do have some funding from the legislature to do some of that construction over there, so.
And I just wanna say one thing, if you've never been there, it's until I went there, it opened my eyes to see what that is about. It's really pretty amazing what you guys do.
It's been great that I remember when it was Golden Oaks, so back in my county days, when it was Golden Oaks over there. So we do have the Youth and Family Care Connect, which I believe some of you might have toured when that opened about 2.5 years ago as well, so.
Wonderful. All right, thank you for that comprehensive look. And I see a hand raised. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Over to you.
I only have one question, and it's a long-term question. If the entire building is leased to one entity, why not sell them the building?
That question has come up and I can't answer that, but I think once the bonds are paid off, that question would be something that they would take up.
Did you say you can answer it or you cannot answer it?
I can't really answer whether the administration would want to do that or not. But some of the things you have to think about is it's a building on campus and in the middle of campus. So to split off the site, provide easement access or road access, that kind of thing would be complex. It could be done, but those are some of the things you'd have to think about.
Sure.
Commissioner, I'll entertain it.
Okay.
I mean, it's an option. The thing is, if there's bonds outstanding, one of the things we were involved is making sure that the entity is still tax exempt because there's tax exempt bonds outstanding. So that was addressed with corporate counsel on that. As it relates to dissecting the building out of the campus, it's something that we would certainly look at anyways, and would have to enter into an agreement with them in terms of how we would allocate costs.
Yeah.
So we would certainly entertain that.
Appreciate that. Just to kind of, for our purposes, I think that I don't think it's an urgent conversation that we should have, but I think through the next decade, certainly, the more people that we try to move back to downtown Pontiac, and the more earnestly we look at refocusing on our campus in downtown Pontiac versus this as a satellite campus, then having these conversations about what we can splinter off and what we actually want to do with these assets on this quasi-Waterford campus are going to be popping up more and more. And I think that whereas right now it would look weird, in my opinion, for us to have a third-party owned donut hole in the middle of a otherwise totally Oakland County campus. I don't think that it's necessarily a weird thing in the future, even in just 10 years. So that's kind of why I'm positive.
Yeah, well, we've got the right ears here to hear that, between facilities and fiscal. So I appreciate that, Commissioner Johnson, very insightful and forward-thinking. Anything else on this item? Seeing nothing, no other hands raised, I go ahead and prompt the vote.
You have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Wonderful, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have been unanimous all morning. That is wonderful.
And make sure to invite you for a tour when construction's done.
Yes, please do.
Please do.
We love tours. Next on our agenda is our closed session. And as such, the chair will entertain a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of considering the purchase or lease of property. Can I get a motion to do so? Commissioner Smiley moves and supported by Commissioner Wyper to close the meeting. A roll call vote is required, so let us prompt the vote. As we enter into closed session, a reminder for all present to please remain in the room as much as possible while closed session is in progress. Doing so helps us avoid interruption and to best maintain confidentiality for the session. 7 yeas, no nays, so that motion carries. We are gonna take like a half a minute to organize ourselves. All right, folks, thank you. The chair will entertain a motion, now that we're back in open session, that the department be authorized to proceed in accordance with the directives discussed in closed session. Can I get a motion for that? Moved by Commissioner Whitebird, supported by Commissioner Taylor, and we can prompt the vote. Vote is open.
We have 7 yeas, 0 nays.
Thank you, that motion carries. Thank you all for
Thank you.
your support today. Okay, more items on the agenda, we'll expedite through those. Next up is our second public comment, unless I'm. Is there anyone who would like to address the board or the committee today, EDI? Please do make your way to the front. And do know that the microphones are still super sensitive, so if you wanna have conversation, please take it in the hall, down the hall. Anyone here for public comment before I close it? I know there is. Come on up.
Anybody else?
Could be just you, my dear. So we'll give your name, time, and ready for you.
My name's Margaret Gupta. I've talked to some people in the last month, but just in part, I came to the infrastructure committee because there should be zero tolerance for corruption and criminal acts perpetrated by employees, public servants of Oakland County who use your infrastructure, which is email, IT support, office buildings, parking lots, everything, so they can cover up their crimes and no one's holding them accountable. It's been 3 years. I have submitted numerous times, all the way to the Supreme Court, only to find out the state court administrator is covering up. Why? Because friend of the court administration, the judiciary, all the judiciary reports to the state court administrator who, on writing, has authored a false writing to cover up my second scale complaint that was filed March 9th, 2023. You guys provide the office buildings, infrastructure, most importantly, email addresses. Why is that so significant? Does anybody understand that when you are covering up a scheme, you're creating a scandal, you're sending emails that are part of that scheme, and you're causing significant injury and irreparable harm to people? That's called mail fraud. That's a federal offense. Under MCR 2.612, C, subsection 1, B, C, and F, I filed all the paperwork to say we need an investigation on the corruption of just not one Zoom hearing that happened May 25th, 2022, where 5 minutes was remaining and I was able to reprove it without recording, but 4 more additional Zoom hearings were corrupted. 4 more creates a pattern, which means they can't go back and say, side A, do you agree with side B that we make these changes and put a Band-Aid over it? No, this is a pattern of corruption. The evidence is clear. Why hasn't there been an investigation by the judiciary? Because they know the evidence is unchallengeable. It's that clear, it's that obvious. And you guys are providing them the office space buildings to stay in. They're nice, warm, well-lit, well-provided facilities. Not only that, you guys provide the healthcare benefits, the retirement benefits, the salaries, everything. And nobody's done anything about it. So why am I here? I'm here to say, you know what, I don't think Oakland County knew about it. I don't think you guys understood what was going on at all. In fact, I talked to Chris Bujak. She says, all it would take is look at the electronic data to see who entered the Zoom hearing record that day. I said, exactly right. It would have been that quick. What would it take, 10 minutes, maybe an hour? I've been waiting over 3 years, almost 4 years since the arbitrator Robert Badgley altered 2 emails to an invalid date, which I have not only his own emails to prove it, but other emails and letters to prove that those dates were invalid. So what am I saying? My evidence is titanium, it's unchallengeable. I hope you guys can do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here for public comment? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close this public comment. Is there any other business to come before us? I do want to bring something up that I saw just today, and I did mention this to Ed. I knew he might have to leave, but and you've mentioned this before, but our entryway on County Court Drive, I believe is the name of the street, going south towards Telegraph, like leaving the campus, you see walkers. And this morning, there was someone walking with a walker.
Yeah, I was
And
shocked.
honestly, if I didn't have to be here at 9:30, I was gonna double back and be like,
They had to help her.
how can I, what can I do? How can I help? And so I know, to your point, we don't wanna expend resources on pavement and what have you on this particular campus. However, I am concerned about safety. It just, like, where are you walking? There's nothing for so far, like, where are you going? I don't know if this is a SMART thing, a MDOT thing, but I would really like us to look at that. So I know, Misty's here, and I know we got CIP, and we got all these competing demands. But again, that lady and the person helping her, I just was very uncomfortable by that. And so, and again, not coming onto campus, obviously trying to get off of campus. So I will keep you all posted on any research or anything that we can do to perhaps help with that. I see Undersheriff Willis kind of leaning up. Was there anything you wanted to share?
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. So a lot of times those people are released from common ground and or the jail. And our directive, if we see them or whatever, is it stop, make contact. If it's a local ride, I've given several local, I'm in a county vehicle. This is what we do to give them an assistance kind of home or whatever. But I will say, like, we've tried to implement a bunch of different plans. So we try to arrange for their transportation at the jail frequently, but we can't hold them there. You know what I mean? And some people are like, no, I don't care. I just want out of this place, and whatever. And but yes, we've seen it frequently on campus, people with, missing a shoe or something walking down. It's like, so I just want you to know, like, barring sidewalks and stuff, like we do have a directive to assist these people as best we can, when we can, so.
Thank you.
Of course.
Good to know.
Good to know.
With that, then I don't see anything else in terms of new or, other business. So we can go ahead, and this meeting of the EDI committee is adjourned.